Good day everyone. My name is Maynard Josh Manaog from BSCS 1A and my project is called Expense Splitter. This application is a command line Python program designed to help groups manage their expenses and automatically calculate balance and debt settlements between members. The goal of the project is to make expense tracking simpler and more organized, especially for friends, classmates, roommates, or team sharing costs together. In this presentation, I will demonstrate the feature of the application, explain the code structure and algorithm used, and discuss the challenges I encountered during
the
development.
Alice pays $60 for dinner. Bob pays $30 for groceries. Who owes who what? This app automatically calculates balances and generates a settlement plan. Built entirely in Python using object-oriented programming, file persistence, and my custom debt settlement algorithm. Let's see it in action.
Now, I would run the file and I will put number 6 for the demo. Let's take a look and reflect. Now, as you can see, Alice, Bob, Charlie, the dinner cost is $60 paid by Alice and the grocery is paid by Bob. Now the sample is loaded. I put choice number 3 to check the balance. Alice is owed $30 while Bob is just even and Charlie owes $30. This feature allows users to add members into the expense group. Each member is stored as an object with their own name and balance information. On my real life scenario, I would add person, I would put number 1 and I would put myself, Josh. Now I added myself. Now I would put also my brother Mike. Then I would put choice number 2 for add expense. So the description is pizza. The amount of the pizza is $25 and paid by me. Now I would put choice number 3. Now, as you can see the balance, me is owed $12.50 and my brother Mike owes me the $12.50. Now, I put choice 5 to save it. The program also includes error handling using a try except block. In this example, I entered a non-numeric value for the amount. Instead of crashing, the application catches the error and display an appropriate message. As you can see, I put rest on the description and the amount is ABC. Now, it shows bad amount. Now, take a look. I always put choice number 5 because the application also supports data persistence using JSON file handling. When the user saves and exits, all data is stored locally and can be logged again the next time the program runs. As you can see, the last time I input is still saved. The first class in the program is the person class. This class represents every member inside the expense group. In object-oriented programming, a class serves as a blueprint for creating objects, and in this project, every user added into the system becomes a person object. Inside the constructor method or underscore unit, the program initializes two attributes, name and balance. The name attribute stores the user's name, while the balance attribute keeps track of the user's financial standing. If the balance is positive, it means the person should receive money. If the balance is negative, it means the person owes money. This method is called update balance. Its purpose is to modify the current balance of a person whenever an expense is added or settled. The method simply adds the given amount to existing balance. This method is called the string method or underscore str. It automatically formats how the object is displayed whenever it is printed inside the terminal. This improves readability and makes the output easier to understand for users. The next is the expense class. This class represents every expense transaction recorded in the application. These attributes store the description of the expense, the amount paid, the person who paid, and the list of members included in splitting the expense. This line calculates the share of each participant by dividing the total amount equally among the people included in the split list. This removes the need for manual calculation and ensures fairness among users. The apply method is one of the most important methods in this class because it updates user balance whenever an expense is added. First, the full expense amount is added to the balance of the person who paid because they initially covered the expense. Then, the share of each participant is subtracted from their balance because they owe part of the expense. The group class acts as the main controller of the application. It manages all users' expenses, balances, and settlements inside the system. The people dictionary stores all persons objects, while the expenses list stores all expense objects added into the program. This method allows the user to add new members into the group. Before adding a person, the program checks whether the name already exists to avoid duplicate entries. This method creates a new expense transaction and updates balance accordingly. The program first validates whether the pair exists inside the group. After validation, a new expense object is created. The apply method is then called to automatically update balance for all users involved. The settle method is the main algorithm of the application. Its purpose is to generate an efficient settlement plan showing who should pay and how much should be transferred. First, all users are sorted based on their balance. The algorithm then uses two pointers. One pointer tracks creditor while the other tracks debtors. The minimum possible transfer amount is calculated to avoid unnecessary transactions. After the transfer, balance are updated until all debts are settled. One advanced Python concept used in this project is dictionary comprehension. This allows the program to efficiently convert object data into dictionary format for JSON storage. Another advanced concept is the context manager using the with open statement. This automatically handles file closing and improves resource management and safety. The most challenging part of developing this project was implementing the settlement algorithm. I needed to carefully manage how balances were updated between creditors and debtors while ensuring that the calculations remained accurate and efficient. Another challenge was handling invalid user inputs. Since the application relies heavily on user interaction through the command line interface, it was important to prevent crashes caused by incorrect input formats such as invalid numbers or missing values. Debugging the program and testing different scenarios also required time because I needed to ensure that balances were computed correctly after even transactions. Despite these challenges, the project helped me improve my understanding of object-oriented programming algorithms, file handling, exception handling, and data management in Python. If I were given more time to continue improving this application, I would add a graphical user interface to make the program more user-friendly and visually appealing. I would also improve validation features, add expense categories, include transaction history, and integrate a database system for better scalability and long-term storage. Overall, this project became a valuable learning experience because it allowed me to apply both programming concepts and problem-solving skills in building a practical real-world application.